Thumbs. Close your hands. Go! Winner. Sorry.
Okay.
It wasn't like unfair. There was nothing like you didn't do anything wrong.
No, I didn't think I did anything too unsportsmanlike throughout.
There was nothing bad about it. I was just trying to hang on, and
Yeah.
it was
It's something that I actually learned from somebody doing it to me. The way I pulled you there to deal with the King's move. Anytime somebody gets in that King's move, one of the struggles for a guy in a King's move is so his stance, right? Like you're low, right? So when you hit a King's move and it stops, the best thing you can do is let way off.
Yeah,
And then move, and there's like that dead zone, right?
yeah.
And you move through that dead range.
Yeah, and I was trying to hang on through that range.
What's up, guys? I'm Alex.
I'm Jason. We're the Table Monkeys, and today we are going to go over the bicep tear.
Yeah, you tore your bicep on Saturday.
I did, yeah. You've probably seen it. It's gotten a lot of views, not just on our channel, but obviously on Devon's channel as well. It was the first, as he said, I was the lead horse in our 7-man team going against his left arm.
His party arm.
Yeah,
But you gotta stop, man.
I got a couple stops. I say 2.5.
Yeah.
Let's call it 2.5. But the first one is legit, and we'll go over it. You can see his wrist bent back a little bit, and he said it to me afterwards. He was trying to kill me. He was giving it all he had, and I'm not unhappy with how it went at all, or what the result was.
So we're gonna analyze that today, and then talk about updates on like the recovery and the doctor and everything related to surgery and stuff.
Yep, and we'll explain that little dead zone thing, kind of what was different. It wasn't just a hyperextension on my bicep like a lot of tears that go like this. There was a little bit more going on, and I've King's moved with Devon on his left many times, on his right too. This was obviously he was going at it more viciously, than maybe before, but not really. He's always been pretty aggressive with the way that he tries to get through it. This was just, I don't know if unfortunate is the right word. It was what happened. And it was part of the sport, So anyway, let's get into it. I have watched this like 1,000 times. It's not fun to watch. It's not enjoyable, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right, so we're in it. I'm just gonna start stopping right here. So the original stop, we're pretty high up. Actually, if you see it, we'll flip and we'll show you from the other angle here. And you can see I've got, I'm pretty good on the pin pad here, and you can tell his hand is bent back. His wrist is gone a little bit. He's given it. He knows that that's as far as it's gonna go. So he starts to come back.
Yeah.
And this here, he's like, okay, I swear this moment in the match right here felt like 10 seconds. Like right there, it felt like there was so much thought and adjustment going on in my head about what was about to happen and what's my plan now? We gotta stop. What are we gonna do? We're just gonna we're gonna do that again. And I knew he was about to kind of go through this range of motion, right? That he talked about, because in the King's move, right at the top, we'll come back a bit, like right around here in the King's move, feels pretty dead. Usually it's hard to generate a lot of pressure there unless you're trying to rise over your guy's hand, right? But going like side to side,
there's nothing there, and you're not trying to fight there. You're just trying to get that stop.
Just trying to make sure that pronation is set, drag is good, and that you don't get that the person doesn't get to rise over your hand in this position.
So obviously Devon is trying to take advantage of that dead zone, trying to gain momentum through it.
Yeah, and this is different than the way that he did it before. So usually the way he would deal with a King's move before is when he would come back on when he would let off the pressure, he would rise hard and try to climb out of your hand. And then the next hit would be trying to go over your hand and attempt again to take the riser and come up high.
Yeah.
Where what he was doing here was maintaining the center and attacking with side pressure and coming more straight to the side.
Right. And when he came back, it looks like he gains a little bit of a cup as well.
Yeah.
And then he loses it on his surge, But before he surges, he gains a little bit of it.
Exactly, and that's why, like he said, the best thing you can do to a king's move is let off, because the way that I'm able to break your wrist is by you trying to push through it,
Right.
and then the strap and the angle of my arm and the pronation, all those things lock up together in a way that attacks like literally only your wrist. But it's only if you push through it. Once he lets up the pressure and comes here, there you can see, gets the cup like you just said, and look, as soon as that literally felt like a split second, but as soon as he gets that cup, he goes for the hit, and I tried to get a little bit of height there, get a little bit of depth on his hand, but exactly what you said, he gives up that pressure and is able to get a cup, because down there I can't initiate that pronation to apply the force on his wrist that I want.
Yeah.
So he gets his hit here, and we'll give it full speed for a second. Boom, big hit. And on that hit there, it felt okay. Let's go look, because you can see the bicep tendon fucking around. On that one there, it holds up. I'm okay. And it was a genuine stop. It was everything I had. And I guess my pronation is being taken a bit at the bottom there, but I didn't feel turned over. Like, I felt like I was in a good position. I felt very comfortable here.
You're still on the inside of your elbow.
Yeah.
Right? You're not on the point.
Exactly.
Right. So that's a factor there.
And when I say comfortable, I mean as comfortable as you can expect being attached to this fucking
It's not
monster right
comfortable.
now.
It's not comfortable being in that position.
No,
and
it's definitely not comfortable being attached to him on this day. So I was in it, and I knew that I was in it. Now, when I bring it back here, you can see the look on my face there. It's as I was coming back, I was curling in with everything I had, and I felt a little pop, and then
you can see it.
I kind of hang on, and boom, right there, you can see it go. At this point, I knew something went wrong, and I'm coming back up, to stand up at the table. And that's all it is. So is it 2.5 hits, or is it only 1.5 hit stops?
No, it's definitely 2 stops.
Yeah, because it's the second one as I'm coming back, right? No, and then so it's only and then the third one he gets through.
Yeah.
So the second hit is a bit of a half stop. So, and yeah, not happy about that.
No.
So. All right, guys. So that's about as much as I want to look at that. But just to again explain, if you remember Corey West when he tore his bicep, and you've seen a lot of people tear their biceps on a king's move, as they get extended and then they kind of drop out, and then my friend Mike from Fortis West, right, the same way that he did it, he got opened up like this, and then he dropped out into this king's move, and at a hyperextension, it popped.
Right.
For me, it was because as I was pulling him back, and it probably had a bit to do with how hard he extended me on that one hit, and then as I tried to like hold it off and pull it back in really hard, and he's letting up, but he's still applying a good amount of pressure. It was kind of like being in a hydraulic press or something that was just going too hard on me, and I was trying to resist it, and it was just way too much.
So you think the
force.
mistake there was trying to hold with your bicep in that bad position, instead of trying to transition or not fight in that position?
I think it was just I think the move is very dangerous for that. It's the same way, like if you can fight inside with somebody, but if you do that against somebody who's just way too strong, they might break your arm. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a position that I've been able to stop and hold a lot of people there, so I feel really, really strong there. So I was confident with it, but he was just on another level that it was too much for me to handle, and it had to do with the fact that yes, I was trying to fight through a range of motion that I don't normally fight through, because where it felt like it went, and you can kind of see it in the video, as we just showed you, it goes on the turnaround, right? It doesn't go as I'm fully extended. Like, obviously, as I get fully extended, you see it like it contract up and completely tear and obviously be fucked up. But it was on the turnaround that it started to go. It was like in here that it was actually starting to go, because as I was trying to pull him in, he just turned it around on me so quickly, and when it happened, I felt it like it felt in the moment. It kind of felt like it happened up here, which it clearly didn't.
So maybe that's why your pronation hurts right now, right?
Yeah.
It's all connected. I don't know.
Yeah. So now for that's the explanation of the whole King's move and how it happened. And yes, the King's move is a dangerous move.
Obviously, we've seen the comments. It's obviously dangerous.
It's just
we know it.
the same way that the press is, and that arm wrestling is dangerous. It's a combat sport. You know, like slipping can be dangerous against the wrong person. They can snap your fingers or rip your thumb off, like break your hand open, like happened to Giannis, right? Like the only thing you're putting on the table is your arm. So your whole arm from here to here is at risk. That's all there is to it.
But no brain damage, no concussion, nothing else.
Exactly.
You know?
Back injury is pretty minimal, you know, unless you push yourself too hard. Like Devon was apparently. I don't know what kind of training he was doing, but either way, the point is that the only thing you're risking is your arm. And the big injuries that we have to worry about are bicep tears and arm breaks. And if you look at the list of the greatest arm wrestlers of all times, there are numerous arm breaks and bicep tears.
But the good thing about bicep tears is they tend to grow back stronger if the surgery is done well.
Yeah, as you heard Devon say, you know, if it does have to get reattached, which it does, as we'll get into the updates in a second, then you've really got to make sure to get a surgeon that knows what he's doing and ask them to attach it as low as possible, because it's just pure leverages. Obviously, if the lever is attached here, it's not going to be as strong as it's attached down here. So that's simply how it works. If you've seen anybody that has it, there's a scar here. They reattach the tendon by grabbing it, sewing an anchor to it, drilling it into your bone, and anchoring it to your forearm. So
surgery is booked for next Wednesday or Thursday, or roughly around that time?
It will be Wednesday for sure.
Wednesday for sure, okay, cool. So what's the recovery period like?
Yeah, so from what I understood, he said that I won't really be in a cast much. Like, I'll have pretty much mobility within a few days of the surgery.
Awesome.
But I won't really be able to use it like normal for, I think he said, about 6 weeks before I could, like, you know, do normal activities with it. He said it'll be 6 months before I can arm wrestle hard, which is reasonable. That's what everybody I've known that's had it so far says that's about the time frame that we're looking at.
You can start light training sometime.
Light training, he said 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah, so like normal, like lifting things around the house and just doing normal stuff, like probably 50 pounds or something, would be the 6 week mark, I guess, roughly, or 8 week mark. And then I guess by like 12 to 14 weeks is where I could start training with it, like with weights, but not at like high intensity, more like volume and recovery training. And then 6 months I can, I guess, train hard, pull hard is how I'm looking at it.
So you're basically just going to pump in the right.
Yeah, so that's it. So the game plan going in now, if you've been following the channel and stuff, obviously we talked about my PD use and what the plans were moving forward. I did get my blood work done, and we have all that update coming. We're going to do a video about that next week. Obviously, things just went crazy. Snap City. So my plans are going to change a little bit. Blood work came back good, but again, we'll go through the details and stuff next week. But the plan, as I had been saying before, was right now I was in the middle of like a strength phase. So like I had just done 100-pound dumbbells for incline press for 14 reps. I had done 75 pounds for sets of 8 on the curls. Like I was starting to ramp up the numbers and get back to good strength levels. Obviously that's not the plan moving forward. Yeah. So as Alex said, it's going to be pumping the right, and then I'm just going to work on diet and try to lose as much weight as possible, which was the plan. But I had planned to get strong first, and then cut. And I guess I'm just going to cut now. The goal weight has always been about 280 pounds. I'm still right around 325, 330. We're gonna do that update later.
I swear your right arm already feels stronger.
Yeah, no, it is crazy. Devon isn't joking about that. Like something neurologically, like right away, it's like my whole body knows that this is
all you got.
All I got, yeah, like fight or flight kind of a thing. So, so I guess that's it. Like I said, we'll do more updates about this post-surgery and as I go through the whole
document process.
Yeah, the whole training plan.
Yeah, so update for the blood work and the PED usage next week.
Yeah, and in that, I guess we'll touch on this a little bit too, and talk about what the game plan is going to be for recovery for this, because obviously I'm going to implement or deploy some of those tactics, as Derek would say, to maximize the healing process as much as possible and come back as strong as possible.
120%.
Yeah, that's 44% gains all the way.
All right, so if you like the video, please like the video.
Leave comments and feedback in the comments.
Yeah,
that's the way it's supposed
subscribe,
to go.
share, hit that bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
And monkeys out.
Peace. And I didn't have enough time. Like, I was telling myself, fight with everything I've got.
Yeah.
As it was like cracking, and then he was turning it around, and that all happened kind of like in a split second. So it was like crack, oh shit, oh, like it all kind of happened so fast. So
yeah, I feel like that's all you gotta say. And then...
So to like mentally go through it and hear the cracking again. Ah.